South Africa's retail sales rose 3.9% year-on-year in February, slowing from January's 7% increase. Now, the biggest gains came from textiles, clothing, footwear and leather goods, up 15.7%, followed by household furniture and appliances, which climbed 6.7%. However, sales of hardware, paint and glass dropped 4.1%. Moreover, month-on-month, sales slipped 1.3% after a 0.7% rise in January. In addition, over the 3 months to February, retail trade sales were 4.4% higher than the same period a year earlier. Economist Shireen Demalinga offers additional insights on these figures.
Retail sales volumes for February undershot expectations, coming in at 3.9% year-on-year after having increased by 7% year-on-year in January. On a month-on-month basis, sales volumes were down by 1.3% in February from a revised increase of 0.7% in January. There was a mix of gains and declines across different sectors. Sales at general dealers and clothing and textile retailers supported overall retail sales in February, while sales of food and beverages and household goods declined. South Africa's consumption recovery had largely been underpinned by easing inflation. Consumers will continue to benefit from inflation and interest rate relief, which should in turn continue to support credit growth and spending. Sentiment, however, is being impacted by the current trading environment. While inflation in South Africa remains largely contained and is expected to stay in line with the 4.5% midpoint of the SARB's inflation target rates, uncertainty around this outlook has risen since the beginning of the year. We have thus lifted our inflation forecast on the back of tariffs imposed on South Africa by the Trump administration. Break-even inflation is now higher in response to recent tariff hikes and rand weakness. The VAT increase is also expected to lift inflation and impact retail spending this year. Despite upside risks, inflation is expected to remain within the SARB's 3 to 6% target range. We are postponing the final 25 basis point interest rate cut that we foresee in this cycle from the May to the July MPC meeting, given the current risks to inflation and economic growth from tariffs.